Sheriff deputies from Douglas County have arrested a man after an armed standoff. Investigators were called to a home near 120th and Military Avenue yesterday afternoon to make contact with this man, Mark Cade, all in connection with a domestic violence and child abuse incident. After a 90-minute standoff, Cade was taken into custody. He was then booked into Douglas County Corrections on 2 counts, each of terroristic threats and use of a weapon to commit a felony, and 1 count each of third-degree domestic assault and child abuse.